Hey guys, I hope everyone is having a good Sunday. I don't know if you guys have heard about this story or not. I just recently learned about it, and it involves a surrogacy issue. Um, and the surrogate is from Alaska. The or the biological parents are they live in California. And basically, they had an agreement. There was a contract signed. They went through a surrogacy agency. The surrogate is a young single mom of 2, and she decided to do surrogacy to make ends meet, essentially. And so they went through the proper channels. They came to an agreement. They signed a contract, and she ended up getting pregnant. And at her 20-week appointment, they found out the gender, but they also then, and it was a little boy, that they were going to name Gabriel. But then they also found out that he had a heart condition that would require him to have surgery right after he was born. And even then, it may not be successful. It's kind of up in the air, and it also depends on what condition the child, like when they're born, what condition they're in, to also kind of estimate what their odds are, essentially, of surviving this. However, there are a lot of children that have had this or something like this and needed these surgeries and ended up being fine. They obviously had to go through a lot, but they ended up, going on and having happy and healthy lives. So upon finding out about the heart condition, the biological parents wanted to terminate the pregnancy at 20 weeks. And because they did not want essentially a sick child, they also said that they didn't want that pain, to put a child through that. That's what they initially said. And however, the surrogate refused. She said that she did not feel comfortable terminating the pregnancy just because of that. She does know that she signed a contract, and in it was a abortion at will is what it's called, which means, if the parents at any point want to terminate the pregnancy, that she agreed to do that. She acknowledges all of this. However, she also added that she is and has always been pro-life. She spoke to them about this before signing the contract, and she said that she was reassured because she was led to believe that abortion was not going to be their first choice for any reason. So they're in a legal battle now for rights to this child. The surrogate said, you know what, like, I will raise this baby. I will, I'm going to not terminate the pregnancy. And if you two do not want to raise him, I will raise him myself. And the parents, though, didn't want that. They said, no, we don't want, we don't want that at all. I mean, we don't want, which is something I don't, I guess the whole, we don't want to put him through pain thing, but if it's, I don't know. I know it's very complicated because then you're going to have a child with your DNA out there. So it's going to be, it's weird. I understand that it's complicated, but, so then, the surrogate would not change her mind. She she would not give in. She said she wanted to fight for Gabriel, and that, you know, she wanted to give him the best life possible and the best chance possible. And so then the parents say, okay, so why don't you come, since you're not going to terminate the pregnancy, why don't you come to California where we are to have the baby, and then, you know, we'll go from there. And so she refused and said, no, I don't trust you guys, because I don't trust that you would agree to have the surgery done that he needs in order to survive past, you know, a couple days. And so she just flat out refused to go. And it seems as if her intuition was right on, because the parents then said, yeah, we are not going to have the baby, like when the baby's born, we are not going to choose to have the surgery. And so basically they're saying, we're just going to let the baby die. We're going to, if you insist on having it, we are just going to not do anything to help it and just let it, you know, wither away. Like that is a part of the story I don't like. I my own beliefs aside, like, this isn't about anything I believe, and I know it's a very, like, controversial topic. However, that part in particular is what I cannot make any heads or tails of. You would think that even if you wanted to terminate the pregnancy, if someone's saying, no, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to birth your child, and if you don't want him, I will raise him, you would think at that point they'd be like, okay, well, she's going to have him anyway. It is our child. It's biologically our child. We've been wanting a baby. We're even though we didn't want to deal with this health issue and, you know, put the baby through this and everything, you know, we're going to go ahead and go forward and raise our child. So them saying, like, no, you know, okay, just have the baby and we're just not going to do anything with it and nothing to help it, and it'll die in 2 days. Like that, it's like your flesh and blood. Like, I know someone else is carrying it, but it's your baby. So that is what, like, I don't even know what to say about that. That kind of disgusts me. And so, yeah, it's still a battle. She is due, I believe, the first week in September, so it's not that far away. And so let me know what you guys think down below. What do you think, that the surrogate is in the right? Do you think the parents are in the right? What do you think about the parents' decision? I'm just curious, because I know everyone's going to have a different take on this. So comment down below, and please like or subscribe True Crime with Tiff. I would really, really appreciate it. Okay, bye guys. Have a good day. We'll catch you next time.